Worst car in history is coming back on the market after being discontinued decades ago. That's right.
Really?
The Serbian car brand Yugo is on its way back.
Looking good.
Did they say they were bringing the Yugo here? Will it come to the US? I guess probably not. Well, then who cares? Keep your Yugos. We don't care.
Fuck you, Serbia.
You go F yourself.
Fuck you,
You go shit
You
on
go
you
fuck
go.
yourself.
This is what it's like before the show here at Spike's Car Radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you like that?
Yeah. I mean, you like that.
Okay.
We are recording,
Hey.
gentlemen.
We're looking at Rufus. We're literally looking at a picture of Rufus.
Yeah.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. We're with the OG crew, Jonny and Zuckerman. And for us, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's a few weeks after right now, but for us, it's Memorial Day weekend. What do you guys have planned for the weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
Eating.
Yeah?
Nothing. I have so much work to do, Ferris.
You're like me.
I need to do work this weekend. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to go to the office tomorrow.
It's
Probably
fun, right?
Monday.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. I got so much stuff to do.
This is a good weekend to catch up on work.
Yes.
What about you, Jonny?
I got the best memorial gift ever.
What is that?
My
No family?
wife and child left the house today at 5
Wow.
a.m. and they get back Monday after midnight.
Do you know
my
what that
God.
house is going to look like?
Exactly the same.
Empty Chinese
No, no,
food,
no, no, no.
pizza boxes, and
No.
and self-pleasuring hankies.
Well, yeah, the latter. But no,
Yes,
I'm eating out.
everywhere.
No. I'm not, my wife's like, what are you going to do? I said, nothing. I'm going to do nothing. She goes, aren't you going to like clean up or do a project? No. Like,
Did she believe that? That you're really
I
going to
told
do
her,
nothing?
I said, I'm good at following your ideas. I have no ideas.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a TV and no one's going to tell me to turn it off or down.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's what I'm
Do
going
you
to do.
like
See-
that? She wants to know if he has a project. Aren't you going to do something? She wants to control
Wow.
him from the distance.
If she gave me any, she told me to clean up. So I'm like, oh, I'll do the dishes. But like, I'm doing nothing, like it's going to be so great.
What the hell's going on in the sink that you guys need to talk about dishes in the future?
She made cookies last night and didn't clean them up.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
But don't, I mean, I'm doing dishes 2 or 3 times a day.
No.
I actually like doing the dishes. It relaxes me.
It's
It
fine.
calms me down.
I don't mind doing the dishes.
But I
Folding
just
laundry.
had, Erica was on some sort of humanitarian trip to Cuba for
Mission of mercy.
3 weeks and left the boys all by themselves.
Sex tourism. Go ahead. Yes.
Just bring back a pillowcase of money. That's all I care about. And it was like a shade of this. It was just dudes with no mom. So morning breakfasts were guys on their phones. Evening dinners was ESPN, MMA, mixed martial art fighting.
Yes.
Nobody talking. There's, what is that? With blood and we're breaking all the rules. So I had a level half. That's half level.
Yeah.
And then in a couple weeks they do the same thing. One goes out into the wilds of Canada. For,
Perfect.
what do they call it? Portaging canoes for like a month and a half.
Oh.
The other one goes and travels the eastern seaboard and visits all the family members with the wife. And I'll be in your situation. It's going to be good.
It's kind of the greatest thing, right?
It is. Yeah.
He's not going to flush the toilet once while they're away.
Why would
I'm
you?
going to flush the toilet plenty.
Don't do anything.
What is that?
How long can you last in your house before you start to go, this would really get crazy fast if somebody doesn't come back?
I just don't even move off the couch. You don't understand the amount of TV I can watch without moving. It's
So
pretty.
if they never came back, it wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't be that bad. Is that what you're saying?
Nothing would happen. Like it's stasis.
You would just be a time capsule
Yeah.
when they left.
There'd be a lot of empty cans of strange sugar-free sodas lined up on the edge of the couch, and I would get like Italian sandwiches.
A diorama of the day they left.
It's kind of a reset.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting to think that these women find us and they turn us into functioning human beings, right? But the second they walk out, we go back to our default status, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And we're happy because we don't know any better. We're idiots.
Happiest, really.
You think? Maybe.
I was watching. I'm watching that. What's that? The John Hamm thing. Your Friends and Neighbors. The greatest, right? I don't know if you're watching it. It's great.
Yeah, we like it.
Literally, the kid went across the street to play with the neighbors. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And it's like 6 p.m. watching it. Hey, Johnny, could you turn it down? Sorry to bang, but like, God damn it! Like, let me just enjoy the show, Like, so
Yeah.
It's when I'm home alone. Yeah, I'm gonna binge something. It's gonna be great.
That's good.
Binge. Booze, cigars.
Yeah.
Oh, cigars and booze will be binged. Yes. Not booze, but cigars will be binged.
What about driving? Are we going to be driving cars? What are we driving this weekend?
This Audi.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that. That's what Johnny's driving.
Yeah.
What about you, Zuckerman? You came in the old Volkswagen.
Which I'm really enjoying. That Volkswagen Beetle, the 66, I had not driven it in maybe 5 or 6 months, and it just starts up beautifully. It purrs. It's such a great car.
Yeah.
But I think I might I'm going to switch to the 66 911.
Yeah, you need a manual gearbox.
Right.
Something old, something hot for these holiday weekends. I was thinking Friday, it was just like, what the hell am I going to drive? And I got into the 525. I had it in the garage at home, and I was like, why am I even changing this?
Right.
This is a perfect driving experience for the holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And now that the PCH is open.
Is it open?
Yeah, I heard it's
Would
open.
you call that open?
They opened it up so everyone can get to Malibu from the west side now and breathe some life into the businesses of Malibu, which is great, which is really good. I happen to be playing tennis. I called you at 6:30 in the morning on my way out to Santa Monica. I had the traffic jam from the PCH.
Right.
Who had bled into the city in a way that I had never seen before, because I think it's one lane is open and
One lane, 25 miles an hour. It's going to be a tough slog.
Did you hear from anybody in Malibu?
I heard that it was a very, very long ride.
Congested.
Very congested, very slow. And a lot of looky-loose. On top of 25 miles an hour, most people haven't seen what it is. So there's a lot of people driving. We're going to see on Instagram all the pictures, the same burnt-up 911.
But this weekend, without a fire, with all lanes open, was already a traffic jam, right?
Already dreadful.
So it's just one lane open both ways, right?
Yeah.
And you got to go 25 miles an hour.
Correct.
And you've got holiday traffic on top of resident traffic, on top of construction traffic.
And I don't know if they've turned on the traffic lights to be regular, green, red, instead of just flashing.
So they're blinking, right.
If they're blinking, you got to come to a stop. With that kind of traffic, it's going to be...
And there's 20 of them. So it's blinking reds the whole way through. Everybody's got to stop. Nobody knows what they're doing.
Have they started clearing stuff on people?
Oh, yeah,
sure.
Okay. I don't know, because I was just telling Spike, I went to the Altadena Cars and Coffee this morning, and I drove up Lake Avenue for the first time. And I know they're clearing all the houses in Altadena, but nothing on Lake. It's just burned down buildings. The first time I'd seen it, it was shocking.
Was the car show in the middle of the burn scar?
Yeah. There's this gelato place. I'm blanking on the name.
Gelato.
And they got a nice parking lot. But it's crazy because the big sign for the...
I'm blanking on the gelato name.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Gelato and crispy crumbs.
I have to apologize to our viewers. We don't have the name of this gelato shop, and we're sorry.
I could look it up, but
no.
So there's a big sign.
The damage is done.
There's a big sign that got damaged in the fire for the strip mall. So that's cut down and laying in the parking lot.
Oh no!
And you can see Cam, if you pull it up my Instagram, there's a shot of a Bug. It's cool. It's a 54 right-hand drive Beetle, but you can see in the background the Beetle there. Yeah. There's a burned out building that's fenced off. Actually, it's off to the right. The whole building's burnt down. So
wow.
It was just crazy.
So did the gelato place survive because they had ice cream in there?
Just didn't burn.
Is that what happened?
It was weird. It's weird. It's it's not every single building burnt. It's there'll be 3 burnt buildings, and then a Starbucks didn't burn.
It doesn't look like there are a lot of cars there.
Oh, keep going.
There's 4. Are these all shots from the show?
This was before 8 a.m. And then the next shot.
Oh, and that's a right-hand drive Beetle.
Yeah.
Look at this crew.
Yeah, they rolled in together,
nice.
and I ran and grabbed them.
All right, what else you got? Go to the next picture here. Let's look at some more stuff. All right.
This guy just stickered up his car. That's a 420.
I love these things.
So that's the Daimler Sovereign / Jag 420. So it's 1966.
I've been thinking about these cars this week.
What you want to get is a 420G. That's the bigger one, or the XJ, which came out in 70. But these are great from the front. The rears are kind of frumpy.
Yeah.
Looks like a Mark II.
Keep going. Let's see what else we have. What else you saw?
Notchback. Nice little Shelby.
Good stuff.
Fake. Yeah, 21 window, I think.
This looks like a fun little show.
It was great. It was great. And there's a Corvette next to a Corvette.
Wait,
what's
Cobra. What's that next to that Cobra on the left there?
That's some kind of 911.
Yeah.
Then it looks like
80s 911, like our 82.
Yeah, that's right. That same color, sky blue.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Corvettes. Anybody crash on the way out of the car show?
Funny you should say that.
The Corvette guys are there.
There was an older gentleman in a hot rod, and he sort of slowly lost control of it. And it was slow enough that people were able to run out of the way. And he put his tire on the bumper of a Corvette, and and
was it a little mini stroke? What happened?
it was a lot of people going, "All right, Bill," whatever his name was, like, "You're done. No more driving for you." You know, so they all knew
because he's so old.
Yeah, it was sad.
Poor Bill.
But you know what? Again, it was a tire on a metal bumper, so nothing happened.
Yeah,
and no one got hurt. But it was literally, as I was taking this picture, as another Corvette goes to the left.
Don't bang on the desk.
Sorry.
He can't help himself.
That's Jerry. I can help myself.
No, there's some. I guess. I don't know if it's the audio or the YouTube. Some people watch this with like subwoofers attached, so even the slightest comes off as a big timpani drum.
Well, you got any handcuffs?
No, it's
for later.
It's all right. We have to figure out how to make this bass drum of a bar top not be
I won't bang.
so loud, so people can do whatever they want to do. Or we switch into lounge chairs and shoot up our noses and get a little chinny.
Yeah, we could do that.
Wear masks.
We hire a bartender.
Just
turn the cameras off and just come here to eat once a week.
That would be good.
Or that would be good too.
Yeah. Anyways, good show.
There was back to the PCH. There was an interesting story about the long-term plan to make it safer, Zuckerman.
Oh, brother.
Here it is right here. It was just presented today for feedback. So we thought we would give ours. Among the plan's proposed features are 9 roundabouts.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
I like roundabouts.
Oh, yeah, I like them too in England. Ireland in particular.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's going to happen with tourists and roundabouts?
Death.
Oh, my God. Oh, what a bad idea.
It's good for your business.
The largest being located at Webway to serve as a potential gateway into central Malibu. Sidewalks would be added because you want people walking along one of the misused fastest roads in America.
Do you think the sidewalk will go through the McClure Tunnel onto the 10? We could have that.
I think it'll be between the 2 yellow lines. Just walk in the middle and don't worry about it, including segments near Carbon Canyon Road, Los Flores Canyon. The plan also calls for buffered bike lanes along the entire corridor. So do you see what's happening here, Zuckerman?
I need buffer in for this.
This is good news for you. So here's a road. Here's one of the most dangerous roads in America. And what they're proposing is let's put more people around it. Let's bring more people into it.
Do they say if they're going to bump it down from 4 lanes to 2 lanes?
Staggered beachside parking, keeping the lanes, and improved crosswalks at busy intersections and transit stop. Look, I'm not seeing the solution that would need. First of all, Pete, you're right. People don't know how to navigate roundabouts here in LA.
They could learn.
We have that set on 26th Street, and I'm there daily going through there, and there's always just an idiot who doesn't know how to enter, doesn't know how to exit, and causes chaos.
But you know what's going to happen? They're going to do like they do in Glendale, where they put in some traffic circles and then put stop signs.
That's right.
And
afterwards,
it totally defeats the purpose of a traffic
That's
circle.
right.
It's so stupid.
They did that in West Hollywood.
It's so
they
stupid.
put in the circles and then had to go back to stop signs. So belt and suspenders doesn't work.
It sounded like, as I read through it, maybe if you go down, I thought there was some call for a divider that would stop the U-turns.
That would be great.
And I think the roundabout possibly is to address this U-turning issue that they have, is my guess, and putting it strategically in places where we've had issues. But if you were to eliminate the U-turn, Zuckerman, right? And put up a divider, the roundabout would serve as that place to have the U-turn happen safely.
And 7 of them, yeah.
Yeah. 7, I don't know.
And when it's as usual, it's theoretically great, but the practicality is going to challenge the theory.
Yeah.
And we have all sorts of examples of great ideas when put into general usage become disasters.
Yes.
Like tariffs. No,
Yeah.
no, but I think the biggest thing is the staggered parking, though. Instead of parallel, the 45-degree angle nose in means you can get a lot more cars, so less.
Just imagine how much fun backing out into PCH is going to be.
But it'll be less people running across the street, because that's the other one, is that causes so much traffic where people sprint.
Yeah.
Tourists trying to photograph the ocean are sprinting across the street. And people, it's just a disaster.
It's hard to imagine anything other than widening that road and doing what Orange County has done, right? They have a lot of traffic, they have a lot of tourists, and they have, motion that's kind of protected by none of the stuff they're talking about. Their bike trails are closer to the ocean, but PCH is a unique problem.
Yeah.
And it's a very tricky, difficult one to address. Everything that I'm reading here just, to me, adds up to traffic jams all day long. Traffic jams all day long.
I dream every day I'm trying to take my kid to school and I'm stuck at this idiotic stop sign of roundabouts working in America. So I'm going to just be naively hopeful that it solves everything.
Do you really dream that every day?
Dude,
every day.
Yes, every time I take my kid to school.
I dream.
Every time I take my kid to school, I dream of having a roundabout there because it would fit and it would save me 5 minutes.
Guess what? Dream that he finally finishes school and you don't have to do that. That's a more practical
He's
dream.
in second grade. I got 4 more years of this.
I dream of doing this ad about RaceDeck.
Our
dear friends at RaceDeck who love us. Look, they're having a Memorial Day sale, 20% off. Oh my Lord. But it's past Memorial Day right now for everybody.
You missed it, suckers.
But if you do have a garage, they asked me to say this. The guys down in Austin asked me to say this. If you have a picture of your RaceDeck garage, and look at that floor, Zuckerman, it's like yours. If you have a picture like this, you want us to feature it on the show in this ad right now, they can send it to my Instagram or you can send it to Spike at SCR Pod, I think is listed here on the YouTube channel. Over 2 decades ago, RaceDeck was invented. Cost-effective, durable, and truly do-it-yourself modular flooring system engineered for the garage. I like that floor, Zuckerman.
I like those cars.
I think I might do that one at home. We still haven't done my home garage. We still have to do it. Yeah. But look at their photography has once again captivated me.
Yep, red, white, and blue almost.
Yeah. That's what they were going for.
That red car would look good in the archive.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have plenty of styles to transform that ugly garage to the coolest garage on the block. Remember, it can handle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds, doesn't chip, peel, or stain. 33 patents, 20 styles. They manufacture 24/7 and ship most orders in 48 hours. RaceDeck is the original USA-made multi-patented modular flooring system engineered for the garage and invented by our friend Jürgen Mahler.
Jürgen.
He's selling a lot of RaceDeck. Because every week, should I buy this? Should I buy that? I always just go, yes. Yes, Wigmaster.
Yes.
Herr Mahler.
Shop at racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for an exclusive 15% off. What? My code is less than their code? They're already up 20%. So if you missed this...
You're welcome to say it's 20% and 15%.
Well, wait. No, wait. I give you free shipping.
That's false advertising.
Yes.
I give you free shipping. I was just down there yesterday, Zuckerman, enjoying my floor again, noticing how my black RaceDeck reflects dark blue like in the light. The bright sun was there. And I was, again, and I know this is weird behavior, I was sitting there just loving the floor, experiencing floor love.
Floor love.
Hey.
And I do, because I was backing everything in and out, and none of the tiles were shifting. It was a solid footing of a
You
floor.
were in appreciation for your special little place.
Appreciation, and as you know, I have several things that leak oil, British mostly. And you don't see it. It goes down.
Self-draining means it's just under there.
It's under
It's
there.
just under there. It's just
know
under
where it is.
You don't see it. It's there, but you don't see it.
Whoa!
Finally.
Yay!
Yes.
Some applause, Ingram. We finally did it. All right. We have lots of cars to talk about here. I've been, let me talk, before we talk about the Audi Outback, let me give a cursory review of the Lamborghini Urus SE, which I shot some footage of here.
Wow.
I couldn't keep it long enough to bring it in the studio, but you know what this guy is, right?
It's the hybrid.
It's the plug-in hybrid Urus, right? Look at this pretty color, too. I missed that car already.
Oh, and they got rid of the tuning forks up front. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, the exterior design of this car, by the way, I shot this footage myself.
Oh, did you?
We couldn't tell. That wasn't Spielberg.
As Cameron can attest, there's a lot of swearing in this video. Like, what the gimbal was malfunctioning.
The gimbal.
Here, take a look in the back here.
Yeah,
look at this.
It's like watching Kubrick, you know?
There's my tennis towel with all of my sweat and snot in it. See the little plug-in thing you got in there? So you got plenty.
Yeah.
First of all, I love the Uruses. To me, they're the ultimate SUV that do everything, right? So this new version is a plug-in hybrid, which means about 40 miles electric. Doesn't seem like a lot, but again, we've said it on the show before. you will use it in a Lamborghini because you can come in. There I am. You can come into your neighborhood and get out of your neighborhood silently.
Right.
Or, I was running errands around Brentwood silently. And then when you want to turn it on, it goes bop-bap and it's 0 to 60 in a little under 3 seconds. Wow. It's super fast and capable, and it does everything you want it to do. And it, in my opinion, it's not the craziest looking Lamborghini, right? But as far as an SUV, it's a,
Yeah, they always drive better than the platform mates. Like, like the Cayenne Turbo GT. Lambo just weighs like 200 pounds less somehow. It's the same engine, but Lambo's just sharper and better.
Curb weight's 5,500 pounds. Total horsepower is 789. 8-speed transmission. You've got about 10 or 11 drive modes in it. I don't know if I do a shot of. I guess I go inside here. So there's plenty to play along with this car here. Here, look, now I'm getting in there. Look, wait, what am I going to do here? All right, I'm going to
look at his little hand.
Look at my little hand. I'm starting it up. I'm trying to be official here. I'm trying to do what Cameron does with the cars. But then, but see, they've got that Porsche guest system you have to sign into there. That was a little bit annoying.
That's funny because the Audi, which we'll get to, it just says like press car user. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's good.
So
yeah, those are all the modes.
So here, right? Okay. Oh, look at that Porsche watch. That looks nice.
Ooh.
Okay, now watch this. Oh, this is where everything goes wrong and I start swearing. Look at Cameron's laughing at me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm resetting the show. Okay, so now it's on. Now it's making noise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what the hell? Look at his boogers. Ew.
God damn this stupid thing.
Let me try one. The gimbal's out of control here.
Gimbal.
I was so mad at this gimbal.
Is this when you were high from the cigar?
Cameron's laughing. Okay, one more time.
I'm glad Cam took the time to edit this.
Those are nice marine layer pants I'm wearing, in case anybody wants to know. Okay, there. Okay, this is what I was going to show you. So you click this and you're making tons of noise. You're flying down Sunset Boulevard, right? You're going blap, blap, blap. You're dicing traffic. You're making noise. I don't know why I'm pointing up there. Yeah, it's got a nice CarPlay there. That lever on the right, see where it says EV in the lower right corner?
Yes.
It just... You click that, everything just goes silent mode, and you just blast into your neighborhood almost as fast.
Stealth mode.
But stealthy.
Were you charging it at home?
I did.
Yeah. Okay,
it self-charges. There's a mode where in a performance
yep.
sport mode where it charges itself. And then I plugged it in just for fun because I knew the people walking in the neighborhood would be tickled by a Lamborghini that had,
So I went up north last weekend and I had the Porsche Panamera plug-in hybrid. So it's exactly the same engine. It's 771 horsepower instead of 778. Problem is on a road trip, it's hard to plug in.
Yeah.
So you're kind of not using its full potential. I found one hotel that had a charger, found another hotel that had shipping containers in front of the chargers very conveniently.
But you've got, but don't you have a recharge mode where you can charge it up?
You do, but
it's like it's what we call the 918 theory. You're driving around, you charge up the battery, you go back on battery.
Yeah, it's just not efficient. You're just burning more gas. I don't know. I
would rather do that than plug it in, which seems like a slow.
I'm a fan of the interior of this car.
Oh, yeah.
I really think they got the interior on these Lamborghini Uruses really good.
So this is 262.
That's it. Oh.
It's a lot of money, but really, to me, it's an everything car. Like, you could be very happy just owning this, and you can do whatever you want in it.
I mean, that Porsche I had, I think, was like 253 or something, and it was missing. Like, it didn't have like a front camera. It didn't have like radar cruise.
Right.
It had the Bose, not the Burmeister. So, like, this is not.
Are
a
you
bad
saying
value.
This is a better value proposition?
I haven't driven it, but I think just based on price versus price, like totally take this. And I bet it drives better than the Panamera too.
You want to talk about your car now? We can do back-to-backs.
Ooh, okay.
We can talk about this naked man terrorizing women in LA's Baldwin Hills neighborhood.
Zuckerman, how dare you?
It wasn't me, I swear. I don't terrorize. I run around naked.
He terrorizes with his clothes on.
It's a real story. No, I just wanted to bring it up to see your reaction, see if you would get nervous.
I swear that wasn't me.
The denial not asked for, Zuckerman. No one asked if it was you.
I know. It could be an excuse not asked for is as good as a confession.
That's right.
Yes.
But it's an Audi.
It's an Audi. That's for
All
sure.
right, we'll break the camera.
All right. Yeah. So 2025.
2025.
Audi RS e-tron GT.
Ooh. Is that oak green metallic?
No, I forget the name of it, but it's not oak green. It's a lighter shade.
Cedar
nice.
green.
And it's covered in bugs because I've been driving the piss out of it. I purposely didn't wash it to show
Please,
you.
language.
Yeah.
Bugs and
This
piss.
is a family show.
Since when? What kind of families?
It's really interesting front that I didn't quite notice it in person, but now I'm noticing it on the screen
The
here.
saran wrap.
Yeah,
There's
like
a lot
foil.
going on there.
Yeah,
So it's not just that front piece. It's the intakes on either side
Like
too.
the mask. Yeah. So they've changed the body up for 2025. This is the refresh. Now it makes 818 horsepower. Unless you push the boost button on the steering wheel, then it makes 912.
That's insane.
It's insane. And it's great because it's like a sleeper. Like I think I think the best angle is actually the rear 3/4. The rear hips are just fucking gorgeous on this thing. But it's hard to explain like
It's beautiful.
how
It's
well
really
it
nice shape.
goes. The best I can do is I was dropping my kid off at school, and as I was getting on the freeway, which is basically next to my house, it was 7:52 a.m. and I pulled into Newcomb's at 8:21. And it takes me, I don't know, 10 or so minutes to get off the freeway on Angeles Crest.
Yeah.
I might have got to Newcomb's from the Shell station in under 20 minutes, which is like absurd. It's just a rocket ship. And then it's a normal car when you're not flooring it.
What does Rufus think is happening right
I
there?
don't think she does not like the camera. Or she thinks
Cam, get a shot. Let's push in on Rufus. Let's see what's going on with Rufus. Rufus,
I hate Audis.
no, Rufus, stop it.
Fuck Audi.
He doesn't like Cameron for some reason. She.
Yeah. Well, maybe she can see Cameron's soul, see what's going on there. You know,
Rufus, come here.
dogs are good judges of characters.
Yes.
After him.
Come here, Ruf. Come here.
It's a really nice car. The interior, Cam, it should be open. The interior's
Go ahead.
totally fine.
Open the door, Cameron, and have a look.
Well,
I hope he gets
maybe
bit.
Zuckerman says the lawyer. This is great. Cameron's cornered.
This is the first time Rufus has rejected a car, by the way. Rufus liked everything that we put in that spot, but
Yeah.
not today.
So nice car. This is the RS e-tron GT. There's a performance version, so RS e-tron GT Performance, which gives you a carbon fiber roof, carbon brake rotors, this wacky hydraulic suspension, which has a helicopter mode. So,
Oh, wow.
you know, when you're in your car and you floor it, the nose goes up.
Yeah.
In this car, when you floor it, the rear pops up on the hydraulics. So
Really?
you kind of accelerate with your nose down, and when you hit the brakes, the front pops up, and when you turn, it counters it. So it's like being in a helicopter.
They specifically call it
They
helicopter.
call it helicopter.
mode?
It's not.
I like
the
that.
engineers call it that. It's just e-performance.
I love the way this car is specced out too. Did
Oh,
you
it's
see those
really
belts?
good.
Those
Yeah.
taupey belts against that green? That's nice. How do I get this press car?
You call. I can get it for you. This is an easy one.
Yeah.
But they may not give it to you because I'll tell you something funny. I put it up on Instagram like, hey, this got dropped off. You have any questions? It doesn't have the suspension. Actually, I wrongly said it did have the suspension because there was some confusion. And then from England, the PR guy who's on vacation calls me like, you're not supposed to have that car. We want you to have the one with the suspension and the brakes. And I go, well, this is
Why?
fine. Yeah. I'm loving this. So I don't even necessarily think you need more performance, but you can get more handling, I guess.
Wow.
Starts at 167,000. It's very expensive, but it's also 912 horsepower.
Well,
I think,
I like the way the buttons are positioned on that steering wheel.
yeah. And it's really obvious. So it's funny. So the Taycan now, what they do for the turbo is you have to remember to pull the paddle for the boost, which isn't, and it's the right paddle, not the left paddle. This is just a big red button that says boost. So it's like, it's really good. I aside from 167,000 being a lot for something that's going to depreciate, it's a really good car. The other thing is they've changed the battery chemistry. So before on the RS, you maybe get, it would say like 250 miles of range. By the time you get to Newcomb's, I would have like 50 miles left. This one, and it's on my Instagram, Cam can show later, but 337 miles indicated range, fully charged. Literally drove as fast as I've ever driven up to this place and back to my house. I had 204 miles of range left.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And it's super efficient. It's 800 volts, charges really fast. New battery chemistry is awesome. I love it. I love
that's a win. That's a win for sure.
Yeah.
Whenever you're up over 300 in these guys, that's usable.
And it's just,
and it looks right. That's a nice car. That's a really nice looking car.
And like this, it's such a sleeper because the ones with the carbon brakes, like it has bronze wheels and like red calipers and a carbon roof. This is just a nice looking car.
Did you give us a 0 to 60 stat in that? I don't.
They claim 2.4, but it's 2 to 2.1.
Wow.
Because the last one, which only had 670 horsepower, or whatever it was, we tested in Motor Trend we got it to 2.3, and this has like another 200 and whatever horsepower. So it's going to be, it's a quarter mile under 11 seconds, probably like 10.6. And I saw 140 miles an hour a few times. It's a rocket ship. It's awesome. It's awesome.
So this or a Panamera?
Well, Taycan.
Taycan. This or Taycan?
So here's the thing, right? So to get to the Taycan Turbo,
right.
It's $60,000 more. You get another 100 horsepower, but really that's only like a tenth of a second accelerating. I like the way the Audis look compared to the Taycan.
Agree.
I prefer the steering feel. They've tuned this to feel more like an Audi. And Audi's always had nice steering unless you pushed them, because with the exception of the R8, every single Audi, the motor's in front of the front axle. They're ultra nose heavy. And at above 8, 9 tenths, they just plow. This doesn't do that because it's, low center of gravity, 50-50 weight distribution. I like the steering better on this than the Porsche. Personal thing. Everyone's like, why is it better? I go, I like the way it feels better. That's my preference. So yeah, I would take this in the way it's interesting. Like instead of having a Porsche at this price point, they just have a Porsche that's cheaper. You know what I mean? And then they have a Porsche that's more expensive.
I think it's a better looking car.
Oh, I love it. I do
too.
I really like it. So yeah, I think they did great. And when we get the one with the carbon brakes and the helicopter mode, we'll bring it in.
All right, Cam, you can come back.
Will Rufus let him back? Rufus.
Eat your food, Rufus.
Rufus.
He doesn't even know what he's barking at. Oh, Jesus. What the hell? I meant to mention our friend Jay Leno asked us to throw this up. He's got a new Sheffield watch.
Wow.
It looks
right
so
now.
good.
Look at that. The driver dial Sheffield Jay Leno watch. And look, they laid it across denim.
Which he no longer wears.
Well, he had to take it off for this shot. There's another shot there. Look at how pretty these pictures are. He really sorted it out. So if you didn't know, it's a driver dial. So when your hands are on the steering wheel, you can still see the 12 at the right angle, I guess, the right tilt on it. Very pretty shots. Very beautiful
look at
watch.
The font, man. That's like those Panerai kind of numerals. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he really managed to make a watch that really kind of expresses the Jay Leno aesthetic, I thought. Is there another shot of the back, I guess? Oh, yeah, look. And
so
it's a diver.
Diver, yeah. That's cool.
A driver dial diver with quick release straps.
What a gorgeous dial.
Yeah, nice
on
photography.
Drive right off the pier.
Congratulations, Jay Leno. And if you want to get one of these watches, I thought originally, go back to that first shot, just throw it back up. I thought originally these were actually just for an internal gift for the staff, but I guess Jay has opened it up to everybody. Look at the subdial too. That's a really cool
subdial
design.
Funky. I like that.
Yeah, funky.
Well
cool
executed.
Watch.
I'm going to get one. I like this watch.
We get them. SheffieldWatches.com. You'll find it there. And
gorgeous.
Perfect thing for your Altadena cars and coffee crashing.
Maybe we can get Jay to come there and he could crash.
We have questions to get to in a little bit, but there's a couple other stories here that I wanted to cover. Worst car in history is coming back on the market after being discontinued decades ago. That's right.
Really?
The Serbian car brand Yugo is on its way back.
Looking good. Look at that.
Well, they going to call it a Serbo because there's no Yugoslavia.
Exactly.
6 months after the American introduction in 1985, the Yugo had become a punchline within a year. It was a staple of late night comedy because it had poor build quality, reliability issues, and questionable safety standards. And someone thought, you know what? Let's bring that back. And Yugo is now set to debut in 2027. Johnny. What do you think?
I think it looks great. It looks like a Giugiaro pen that one.
Yeah, like GTI.
Scroll down and see what we have for a power plant in here. Is this going to be one
EV.
of these?
It's an EV.
Is it an EV?
It looks like an EV.
would Yugo decide to make an EV?
Oh, because Europe's going full EV. Unlike the US, they can mandate that. Variety of powertrains.
Yeah, gas, hybrid, electric. Good.
Okay,
That's good. That's a good plan.
Yeah,
that's a little of everything.
They can sell it anywhere.
I think this is good.
Yeah, already established platform. So it's probably going to be like a Seat or a Skoda, and they'll just, they'll put a Yugo body on it. So, or, Volkswagen.
Did they say they were bringing the Yugo here?
I don't know.
Will it come to the US? Let's guess probably not.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good guess.
Well, then who cares? Keep your Yugos. We don't care.
Fuck you, sir.
You go F yourself.
Fuck you, Yugo.
Fuck Yugo.
Tricked us into telling your story.
Shit on you,
fuck
go.
yourself. You go to hell.
That's a good shirt. You go fuck yourself.
That new Spike's Car Radio summer apparel line.
Which is coming. It's very slow in its development.
Oh, good.
Our store has been
running
promised.
around Baldwin Hills in it.
Without it, you took it off.
This is a funny story that's been lighting up the Porsche boards. The story of how a Porsche Panamera ended up 1 mile into a hiking trail at Wissahickon Valley Park.
Excellent.
And apparently this is one of those really steep, hard to, don't even ride your bike trails.
Can I guess how it wound up there?
Well, hold on. No, before we get there, because we will get there, there is an answer of how it got there.
Well, I just wanted to guess before.
It became a conspiracy theory. People were like, did a UFO drop it? No one could figure out. There was a license plate on the car that only had 2 characters on it.
Really?
Press car.
All of the other characters were blocked out by a very weird coat of arms, like a Pennsylvania coat of arms, so that just 2 numbers were there. People started speculating it's maybe some weird government official that left the car there. A guy named Bob Cahill saw it in the distance and went, "Oh my God, it's a bear."
Oh, Bob. Put the bottle down, Bob. Bob with the DTs.
He then admitted he was slightly distracted by a podcast when he encountered the car. I wonder if it was ours.
Oh, those Cahills.
Those Cahills.
Put the bottle down.
I was chuckling at this joke. You go fuck yourself. So I thought it was a bear.
Cahill's in a K-hole.
But Cahill later went on to say, "I'd never seen anything so massive in the middle of this little trail." He recounted the next day.
He was looking for leprechauns.
Yes. And for about 3 weeks, I guess people were trying to figure this out until the mystery was solved.
Was it alcohol? Was the mystery
On
alcohol?
Sunday night, an 84-year-old man was driving his Porsche Panamera down Bell Mill Road when he made a wrong turn onto Forbidden Drive.
If only he had a way of knowing.
He then continued making wrong turns down Thomas Mill covered bridge that crosses over Wissahickon Creek and proceeded to keep going down White Trail, then another wrong turn onto a connector trail.
Is that near Conshohocken?
And ended up on the Orange Trail on the opposite of the creek. As for the official-looking weird license plate, the son believes his father purchased some stickers and thought they looked cool.
Dad's out there.
It's a great explanation.
Dad's gonna be living with the memory, people.
To complicate it even more, Zuckerman, apparently the 2 numbers that were existing are just like some other lady's Porsche license plate. So every time he was going through those quick pass toll roads, they thought the obfuscation was intentional, not to be charged. The government of Pennsylvania then said it's this lady, and so she's been getting weekly violations of this guy's car.
What a great system.
Long and the short of it is, she's like, "Thank God, I finally know who this is. I have a stack of bills for him."
Okay, where did he go after he left the car?
It didn't say. He might be dead.
He might be dead somewhere.
He was eaten by the bear, the guy saw.
I guess he walked back. But good point.
Bring him to Altadena if he's still alive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I will say Panameras have air suspension, so you can, if he thought to do it, you can jack them up, and you can. Yeah, they're all-wheel drive. They'll go pretty far before they get stuck.
Yeah. I thought maybe it was one of those weird Waze cases, but the guy didn't even need Waze to fuck this one up. So congratulations, sir.
And congratulations, Cahill.
Okay, your 15 seconds of fame have arrived. Congratulations.
And now they're done.
Cahill and the bear.
I thought it was a bear.
Hey, Cahill, you go fuck yourself.
Cahill was later put down by park rangers. Some other good news. Lotus is actively investigating the feasibility of a V8 option to its Emira sports car. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
We actually love the Emira. And you love it more than me. I don't like the engine in it. Well, apparently, look, it's not going to pass inspection. So now they're looking into a V8, which would still be the same Mercedes-AMG 4.0 liter.
Great.
But a V8 upgrade, that would make it
We literally
great.
said that. If this had a V8, it would be
It's not a
great.
V8, it's great.
There you go. They listened.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. It turns out it's not going to pass emissions in Europe, so their only options are V8. Why a V8 passes and a V6
it's
doesn't?
because that engine was developed for Euro 6 and the AMG 4 liter is developed for Euro 7. So it's just
Just
NOx.
an older engine, but
Yeah.
this is some potentially a nice inflection point for the Lotus Emira, and
It would rock with like 600 horsepower.
It would rip.
Rock.
So Lotus, come on, man,
Do it.
just follow through on this. This is exciting.
Keep the manual. If you get the V8, keep the manual.
I agree.
Keep the manual.
Also, new GT2 RS spotted with its huge fenders and giant wing. Do you have that? Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Spy Shots reveal the new Halo model, which could develop over 700 horsepower thanks to hybrid assistance. The bad news, go down a little bit. The price point.
Oh yeah.
Rumors suggest the RS will make over 700 horsepower. It cost $500,000.
Yeah, well,
what
why
the
not?
hell?
What's at this point? What's the difference?
Well,
Well, yeah, you got to pay.
you got to pay at some point.
Tariffs. So what they're saying over 700 is laughable because the last one made
was
690.
700.
Yeah,
Right.
it was 690 the last one. So it's going to be over 800. It's
But
gonna be a
going back to the
monster.
price, which Johnny, you're jumping by it. Zuckerman, I had a strong reaction to that. That seems
Yeah.
like too much money for this car. Don't you think?
I think it takes it out of contention for us to get.
Well, I ordered one.
Oh, well, then I guess it's in contention.
See, it doesn't make a difference, as I said.
Yeah, I guess we're buying
But it does, because we would probably end up having to get rid of our ST, which we don't want to do right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? To bump up to this. So
Well, you
hold
think-
on, Johnny. I want to ask Zuckerman a question. Would you trade in an ST for a 2 RS?
That is a really tough question that I don't think I can answer right now without more data. I like the ST so much, and I like what it delivers in a slightly downplayed package. To go back to something that's even crazier than the GT3 RS, it kind of defeats. It makes the 991 GT2 RS behind us really look demure.
It does.
Yeah.
Which I just brought back for you. I've been driving that car.
I forgot you had it.
Spectacular. It was in my hangar. I wasn't even driving it, but so popular. Such a great car. I drove it out of the hangar over here. I was just like, God, I love this car.
Right.
And I think I might love this one just as well. And, you know, I don't know if you've been paying attention. There was an ST that went up for sale that I think was on P-Car Market that sold for $750,000. It was immediately put onto Porsche San Luis Obispo for $888,000. But as I was getting the news on Instagram that someone bought it, the dealership bought it and immediately put it up, it was taken down just as quickly. Like it still had the ghost imprint that they had put it up, but someone clearly called that dealership and said, take that car down. But it points to an asset that's appreciating very quickly, the ST, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's that they haven't come off ours is still in that lease year. The 918 guys were able to purchase these outright, but I don't know if it's because there aren't a lot of cars on the market. I mean, what do you attribute that? I mean, obviously it's a great car, but these things are pushing $1 million at this point.
I mean, it's the analog car, right? I mean, it's a manual, it's naturally aspirated, there's no hybrid. It's just what everyone thinks they want, and so it's very valuable, and they super limited run out of production,
right?
Do
you think the 2 RS appreciates like that if you're buying it for $500,000?
I don't know.
Oh God,
here's the other thing though. What website is this? Like, it's
Car Scoops.
Like, they're totally fucking wrong on the horsepower. Like, why do you think they're right on the price? Like, like the GT3 RS was $290, right? That was the sticker price on the GT3 RS was base price was $290, and
$360. I think we were.
No, but the base price, it was $290. Right. So almost $500. Nah, it's probably going to add probably like
just $450.
No, it'll probably be like 4, something like that. But again, you're getting way more power than you got with the 3 RS. Like, there's a reason.
I think about the first drive. I mean, you had that car first, and then I drove it down Wilshire and Beverly Hills, and I had the most memorable 20-mile-per-hour drive. I went, oh my God. Remember the chalk car?
Yep.
These cars deliver so many good drives too. Oh. But you're right, Zuckerman. So does the ST. It delivers good drives and memorable drives too. And it's really kind of hard. It's really like I'm with you. Like, I don't know what I would do. I know I'd be happy in either spot.
Yeah,
but I don't know what I would do.
How would you feel about driving that to get coffee versus the ST? Would you ever get a point where you see that's a little too much? The GT2 RS's proposed look, as we see in the spy cameras, is just too much to go to Vicente Foods.
No.
I'm with Spike.
I'm just comfortable using these things, however I want to use.
And you put the coffee on the wing. It's perfect.
We've done it before.
Yeah, it's great. I think
saw somebody sitting on their wing the other day.
It was a male or female
or child,
a guy.
So I've seen women do that a lot. They can climb on the wings, but guys
don't climb on your wings.
No, stay off the wing.
Let me just make sure there's nothing else I want to talk about before we get to questions here. This is more fun. There's another special edition car here, Zuckerman, the BMW Speedtop V8. Take a look at this. So this is a V8. They're making 70 units.
Yes.
Are they coming to the U.S.?
I think they could.
And would Zuckerman buy this?
I don't think I would get on the list. There are people I don't buy any new BMWs. I don't have any connection. We would have to get someone in the BMW world who listens to us.
I know a guy. If you want BMW
guys.
connection, I know the guy.
But Johnny, what is this? What are we looking at?
You are looking at a shooting brake that BMW made for Villa d'Este, which is actually going on as we speak.
Right.
Or just finished up. They did last year. They did 70 units. I can't remember what it was called. It had another funny name. And it was like a coupe sky top or skyfall or something. Big convertible. So this is like, now it's the 8 series, I guess. So, twin turbo V8 makes, I don't know, 600 some horsepower, something like that. I don't know if they released the details, but no back seat. In the back seat, you have 2 big leather bags.
Oh, wow.
And then it's a massive trunk. It actually opens
Are there any
up.
more shots there, Cam?
There should be a lot of shots of this thing. But yeah, it's a proper shooting
car.
brake. And what I love is the Germans, they fucking ruined the word shooting brake because they started calling all their station wagons shooting brakes. And I get into conversations with morons who are like, shooting brake just means station wagon. No, shooting brake is a 2-door station wagon. It's a Volvo P1800. This is that, and it's rad. Now, I think it costs $500,000 or more.
Is there an interior shot anywhere that you can see? I don't see one. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that.
So that's actually obscured. So you see the bag. You see there's like a black hole on the other side of it. So that goes way deep into where the rear. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Oh, wow.
So and then behind the front seats.
Can you see the cockpit?
Yeah, right there. That's the shot. No, that's not the shot. Anyways,
that's really nice looking.
Go to the one immediately to the left. Immediately to the left of the one you're showing. No, that's not it. Anyways, there's 2 bags like that literally fit in little scoops behind the front seats.
I think if he goes further to the left, they're there.
Yeah, maybe.
There. Keep going. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. You had it, you lost it. Yep. There you go. So that's where the seat would be. So they're belted in. And yeah, it's super cool. And if you're a BMW collector.
But then you're forced to use these bags.
Okay.
Are you too matchy-matchy?
You put your groceries in there, toss the bag in the garage.
I got my bag and I got my car.
You could take the bags out and put backpacks there. It would fit any bag.
No, it's really cool as like a little model, but I don't know that I would ever practically use it. Let me see the steering wheel on the left there, that show, what the cockpit looks like. Nice. That's nice.
So you can see on the bottom spoke of the steering wheel, there's a piece of blue crystal.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then the shifter's that crystal. And yeah, it's going to drive just like an 8 Series, and it'll be a great car.
It's got your wallets in the visor. You've got a little coin purse taped to the steering wheel. Yeah, I don't want to use that. I want to use my own. Don't forget your BMW V8 sneakers. You got to wear those too.
But Cam, can you find the price or just pull the text up? I think it's like $500,000 or something like that.
And is this one coming to the US?
I think they all technically could come to the US because it's just based on an existing 8 Series. But the show and display law means anything can come to the U.S.
Oh, wait. It still won't be available in the U.S. Oh,
You go.
you go fuck yourself, BM. Get this off our screen.
You go fuck yourself.
Fuck you. You did it again to us.
Cahill.
We're not going to help you sell your crap if you don't bring it here.
But show and display, you can bring it here. You can bring it here.
Just forget it. We don't want it.
It's a bear. It's nothing more than a bear in the woods.
They tricked us again twice in the same show. And then the only other Porsche news I had, and I hesitate to even bring it up, was from the Diddy trial.
Oh, no.
But they released pictures of this was some sort of Molotov cocktail that Kid Cudi testified that he alleges that Diddy arranged for his car to be Molotov cocktailed and firebombed. And that's a Porsche 911. I guess some Diddy supervillain henchman suggesting that he ordered this, cut the roof, dropped in a Molotov cocktail to send a message. And this was the
fantastic
burn scar.
How does this get into court? He suspects it was someone related to Diddy, and that's evidence?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not following the case, but this is great if true.
Yeah. But I felt like it's Porsche news.
Baby oils and Molotov cocktails. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
surprisingly, there was no baby oil, no Astroglide, and no escorts of any kind.
Why didn't
found
they
in
break the
Porsche.
window and throw it?
I think it's more effective. I like the way this was done, actually. I mean, if you're going to do it, the window would have been closed. The door would have been
just
locked.
Melt?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just cut a hole in it with a knife.
No.
They're just sending a message.
No, I think
That's
they
a good
just
message.
threw it on there and it burned through. I don't think they cut it. Anyways, fantastic if true.
I think Kid Cudi said that they cut it. You can't Molotov cocktail a canvas roof.
How do you cut a roof?
That's a metal
With a
roof.
knife.
That's
That's
a
a
metal
metal
roof.
No, this was a cab.
No.
Yeah, go back. That's a cabriolet. Let's go close. That is a
that's
canvas
a cab.
top.
That's a
Yeah.
cab.
Right,
All right,
you're right.
all right. I
Stand
thought it was metal.
corrected.
Yep.
Look at my co-host.
Government exhibit.
You can't even notice the difference between a coupe and a cab.
Shut up.
Shut up.
You go.
Yeah.
You go fuck yourself.
Cahill.
But if you don't want to, this show is also sponsored by BetterHelp.
That's the lead-in they've been dreaming about.
BMW Yugo is going to need BetterHelp. Men and some car manufacturers today face immense pressure from podcasters to perform, to provide, and to keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year, and it's often undiagnosed. Johnny, you're going to be pretty depressed this week.
We
Laying on
diagnosed
your
you
couch.
all. We've previously diagnosed you.
We diagnose you all the time. It's okay to struggle, Johnny. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be at your best for yourself and everyone else. If you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone, a friend, a loved one, a therapist. I try to teach my kids this, and they just don't want to hear it.
They don't want to talk to you.
You would think, no, it's just a simple kind of like, hey, if you ever need to let the pressure off, if you have that one confidant, one friend you can tell anything, just talk to them. Zuckerman's one of those guys. He and I tell everybody, we know most of the dirty secrets.
Yeah. No, I've learned never to tell either of you anything because the other hears about it.
Don't.
But then, who else would we tell?
No.
Can I tell you the big difference between he and I, though? His memory is like a steel trap.
Yeah.
30 years later, I go, you know what? You remember what Johnny said about canned soups? And I go, what? You can tell me anything because I will forget a minute later.
Right.
And if you don't even have to say to me, no, don't tell anybody this, because a minute later, it's gone.
No, I have a special closet for these weird details you hear about people.
You do. You love them. You're very
Yeah.
interested in them, and
Yeah.
you make an effort to remember them. That's why.
You just go in there.
I texted him 2 days ago. Hey, I'm bringing a 912 horsepower Audi. I showed up today. He's like, do you have a car? I go, yeah,
that stuff doesn't matter to me.
Well, that's why the reason I asked is why were you knocking? I thought you would just beep and I would let you in. Anyways,
He forgot.
He forgot.
BetterHelp has over 35,000 therapists. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works with an App Store rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on 1.7 million client reviews. It's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist and at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time. That's my favorite.
Doctor shopping. I mean,
No, it's like this. Because, well, let's go back to how much you drink every day.
Yes.
Switch.
Here's what I remember
you should
about him.
probably stop cheating on your wife.
You were in
Switch.
the incel reptile club in college.
What?
Remember with the reptiles, the snake guys?
I was an incel.
You were. And then you had a bag of drugs, labeled drugs.
As the largest, let me get to the call to action
Yes.
here. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bike911. betterhelp.com/bike911. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bike911. If you'd like me, BetterHelp, to come in and, do one of these podcast host endorsed therapy sessions with people, you swipe, you get me. That'd be a good promotion.
Now, Zuckerman, can we talk about the things I remember about you?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
Just kidding. I'll never.
We saw some at the top of the show. All right, we got questions here. I think we have questions. I have not, I should do a disclaimer. I have not read any of these before the show, as I should.
I'm sure they're all brilliant.
E30 Riley wants to know, what's the most intense trial Zuckerman has been a part of? The most intense trial. The Diddy trial.
The Diddy trial. We've had a lot. All trials are intense, but certainly there was a case we had where a man was run over by a garbage truck, and the garbage truck tried to hide and obfuscate their involvement. And we had to establish that they had actually painted their trucks a different color after the accident to try to avoid responsibility. So there were certain Perry Mason moments.
That's a very big punisher factor when by the jury, right?
Yeah.
That they tried to obfuscate and
hide.
Did the waste management people, were they involved? The New Jersey style waste management?
It was more of a New Jersey style, and they tried to cover up what they had done. But there's plenty of moments. There's moments when a guy who purports to be an expert is unmasked as not having any of the credentials he claims.
That's good.
There's all sorts of great stuff like that, and certainly when a jury comes out and delivers justice, because you never know what's going to happen, and when they come out and they have awarded your client what your client deserves, and they're hugging your client and they're crying with your client, that's some really powerful stuff.
Ross Blevins. What's the better buy right now? 991.2 GT3 at 195, 992.1 GT3 Touring at 273. Well, one is less money, so
What's the better buy?
That's a better buy.
And
but
why touring versus non-touring?
it must be what he's trying to decide between a 991.2 GT3 or a GT3 Touring 992. GT3 Touring for me, the 992. Always buy the latest, greatest with the lowest mileage.
And I'm going to disagree with you. I thought the 991.2 GT3 with a manual transmission, really great size car, really nails it.
Yeah. Well,
I remember, I did not like our 992.1 GT3.
that's true.
We didn't. One drive, I drove it around the block, and that was pretty much the only drive.
I think you're
ever
right.
drove.
You're right. I'm totally forgetting about that. That car wasn't right.
Yeah, it didn't feel right, didn't sound
All
right.
right.
It was very
991.2 GT3.
Who wants a circumcised Porsche? Always get the wing.
No, don't agree.
No, always wing. More wing. It's a GT3. Needs a wing.
Really?
Well, now we know about you and circumcision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Now we know.
What are you going to do with this knowledge?
Just file it away.
Absolute Harmony.
Great name.
Absolute Harmony, but every word is spelled not
great.
like the other word.
Fantastic.
This guy wants to know, what brands do you remain loyal to even though their sponsorship ended? Which brands do you love and
Blue Chew.
hope to gain? It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew
is back. No, they're fine. They never left. They come and they go, but it's really the ad agencies that come and go, and Blue Chew loves us.
I'm using
a lot.
Blue Chew right now. It's great.
Yeah. Passion of the Clutch wants to know, Dear Zuckerman, in my mid-20s, is college even worth it at this point, or do I find trade that can't be replaced by robots? This is popular kind of chatter that I'm hearing. You know, being the father of boys, one who's off to college. Lots of dads I know whose kids are going to college. There's this this undercurrent that I don't know is accurate that reflects this sentiment that we shouldn't go to college anymore. Kids shouldn't go to college anymore. And they should be learning trades like mechanical trades, getting your hands dirty, things that AI can't replace.
And I've made that joke about AI is never going to unplug a toilet.
Right.
I would always tell a kid, go to college. You got to work your brain, take hard classes, learn how to think, learn how to analyze, learn how to actually write and communicate, so that you you can't just say AI is going to communicate for me. I think you still need to have the ability to form proper thoughts and relate them. And then maybe if you want to butter your bread, you get that MBA and start a plumbing company or an HVAC company or something that's useful.
I have been hearing buzz about kids getting recruited out of college who are working in trades, like, electricians and anybody who's studying building or any of the trade work. It's weird. They've been getting recruited out of college. Have you heard? I had a dad come up because my son is like he's a freshman or he's a junior somewhere, and he's already got companies trying to get him to commit right now, like he was playing for like a Major League Baseball team.
There is a recruitment problem right now. There is the people on. I find that it's very hard to recruit right now. We put ads in, and people aren't showing up, and that might be one of the factors in this kind of AI mentality, which is, why am I bothering to take a job? We're going to get universal guaranteed payments someday. Yeah. So I can understand companies are trying to go a little further and meet motivated students where they are, instead of just hoping that, as we have in the past, putting an ad will result in good people showing up.
Mm-hmm. I get asked a lot from like college kids, like, I want to drop out. Should I keep going? What I always tell them is, look, just get your degree, because no one can ever take that away from you. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like you accomplish something that you have forever. You're a graduate of a university.
It shows that you can stick to a program for 4 years.
Yeah. So that's it.
I'm pro call. And everything you said, though, critical thinking, learning to discriminate, not against people, but against like two opposing ideas.
Right.
It's important stuff. Otherwise,
I think it's like anything. AI is very much misunderstood, but I don't have to go too far back in my life, in my law career. When I got my first job as a law clerk, the firm was just transferring from having a typing pool to word processing.
Right.
That was a shift in law. And wow, people were going to type their own things and not have a typist. Then the fax machine came. And what could you use the fax machine for? Is a fax copy of the letter the same as an actual letter from the mail? Then we got the internet and email. That was a huge transformation. And all of these things at the time seemed daunting, and they just became tools. Right, and will AI replace people? I think it's just going to be another tool of efficiency that'll make efficient people or successful people more productive. And every one of these things has made me work harder. Actually, it hasn't replaced.
Because you spend 2 hours answering emails.
The email has just made me crazier. The cell phone has just made me crazier. Everything just makes me crazier. Yes, they make you more efficient, which means you just work more.
Right.
I'm starting a company of humans that rewrite AI. So when
that's actually brilliant.
Yeah. So as AI replaces humans on this side and you get the AI response, you call my company and we rewrite their response and make it human again.
Right.
Yeah.
Spike in the back door.
And there's a whole cottage industry that we can get to, that we understand AI and we know you don't. So come to us. Give us your money. We are going to, you need an AI bookkeeper. Well, we know how to use that AI. You need AI something. So there's going to be what I'm telling you is there's going to be a whole world of con men.
Yeah.
Sam Bankman-Frieds that are going to say, I know how to use AI, and you come to me. Give me your accounts. I will put them in AI. I'll take all your money too.
Yeah.
Going to be a lot of
I should do that. That sounds really good. Yeah.
Lieberman's eyes just opened up.
Because they caught him in the Bahamas, but if he would have just known to gone to a non-extradition country, he'd be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Foxbody 302 wants to know. He says his name is Logan. His age is 41. His garage has a C63 AMG, a Z06 family hauler, and my first car.
Is it comma family hauler or Z06
Yes.
family hauler? Okay.
A 1991 Fox Body 5.0. Clean, but worth maybe $5K.
Keep.
He wants to know, keep or toss it?
The Fox body?
I guess.
They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Logan.
what would he get in his place?
Logan, take this and have AI rewrite it so it makes sense.
Yes.
Because do you see the confusion you generated?
Yes.
See, in this case, AI would help Logan. That is my suggestion. That's how we answer the question.
Logan, have AI give you a new name.
Yeah.
Come back. 1 year,
I mean,
ask again.
I'm pretty anti Fox body. I think that's a nostalgia car that I don't think ever drives well unless you do a lot of work to it. So.
A Corapati 911 wants to know, how do you respond to toxic family members who think your car hobby is a waste of time?
Don't talk to them.
We don't talk.
Or you're trying to gain attention.
Don't talk to them.
We don't. Yeah, we have.
Cutting out family members that suck is like the most freeing, wonderful thing. It's so.
Why are you listening to them?
Yeah, just
Why?
fucking leave them alone.
Don't invite them over. Don't have anything to do.
done,
and if that's your wife, get a divorce. If that's your mother-in-law, this is a great excuse to stop talking to her.
If it's your cousin, get a divorce.
Yeah.
If it's your dog, get a divorce.
100 WHP. Spike, what is your USTA rating? If it's not above 4, you can never talk tennis again. I don't disagree with that.
What is it?
I don't have a USTA rating because I play live ball nonstop. But I did play with a guy yesterday who's on the Pro Tour.
So he said.
No, he hits rockets. It's
How'd you do?
I did okay.
All right.
I mean, how would you do?
Me? Not well.
A 27-year-old pro tennis player.
I do just fine. I'm just sitting down.
I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did honestly, because you don't really get to buddy up to folks like that. I asked a lot of questions. I said, look at this stroke, look at that stroke. What can I improve? At this age, I'm not looking to compete at any, but I am looking to get better and play better. And as I understand it, that never ends until you end. And and by the way, I'll talk about whatever I want. I'll talk about whatever I want.
Could you get a rating though? Because if it is 3, then maybe you won't talk about tennis.
I'm rated 4045.
Damn it.
In live ball. How that translates to USTA, I don't know. But I am going to start playing tournaments soon. I am going to start. I'll tell you who cares. Babolat, my new sponsor.
Really?
This is something we get to share. He has professional sponsors. I go, I'm sponsored too. Player sponsor.
Yeah.
By Babolat, world's oldest manufacturer of rackets with colors that look like Porsches, which we like. And again, I've said it, you guys. The car world and the tennis world are very closely intertwined.
Do you believe that?
I mean, I know. No, I don't care.
Look at that. No, they sponsor all the events, as does Rolex and the rest of it. Okay, last question. C-Mac wants to know. Question for Zuckerman. Legal question. You break a wheel on a pothole. Is the city responsible? My city says the pothole had to have been reported 24 hours in advance of the accident for reimbursement.
Well, I don't think that's the law. I think that's the position that they're taking with you to avoid payment. If you were the city of Los Angeles, you would have to do something called filing a government claim. You would have to file a government claim within 180 days and claim that your damages because of the pothole. They can accept the claim or deny the claim but you can always then go, I think, to court over that.
Yeah.
And I have heard of people filing that government claim regarding a pothole. There used to be a pothole that was always eastbound on Beverly close to Temple. And people actually getting paid for that. So,
that's funny. I love, you've taught me that. The position. A lot of times when you see this, you just, the rest of us just assume, oh, that's the law. And I think of the dump truck.
Right.
Stay back 200 feet. We are not responsible for any damage on the car.
So you say.
Okay.
But when you're behind them, you go, oh, that must be the law, until you realize they're just making laws on the back of dump
I could
trucks.
get a T-shirt that says, I eat for free, and then order food, eat it, and say, see? Look at my T-shirt. It says, I eat for free.
I could get a T-shirt that says, you go fuck yourself.
Cahill.
Cahill.
But that's it's the Tunkel statute or whatever, where like if you have some kind of contract, like both parties have to agree to it, and you can't have a massive balance of
I like that idea.
Well, I don't know if it's called Tunkel, but generally speaking, a contract has to be a knowing agreement between two equally positioned parties.
Tunkel.
And then with one of the big things we have now is you're just clicking on agreements on your phone, apps, and is that a valid contract? Is it really the negotiation of two equally positioned parties to a contract, or is it something more along the lines of unequal power, unequal bargaining, adhesion contract?
So you're saying Apple has $3 trillion is not equal to me.
Right, but our current court system is saying, well, you could have negotiated that term. Yeah. You didn't need to use the service. Oh, really?
Hey, Tim Cook,
really?
Yugo.
Well, you haven't, broken up these trusts. There is no true competition. I can't really go somewhere else for my services.
We've got 2 great T-shirts out of this show.
Yeah,
you go fuck yourself. I love that. It's so you good. Go fuck yourself. And I eat for free. I want to try I eat for free. This shirt is a great one.
Right.
You just walk in and you go.
Yeah.
And they say, what is that? You just say the dump truck precedent of 200 feet
or the valet guy.
Or the valet guy.
We're not responsible.
We're not responsible.
I eat for free.
I eat for free.
Cahill.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. This is my son asking me for money.
Nice.
We'll see you next week on Spike's Car Radio.